Hi everyone, my name is Kate and I chose to research ChatGPT. So there's a ton of controversy with ChatGPT. I think when using it in the correct way, it would be beneficial. However, I do not believe students should be using it as a tool to cheat or to help them with schoolwork. I think that's just kind of crossing the line. I have personally used it and found it beneficial. I used it when I was making a quilt. I used that to calculate out everything so that way I didn't have to do it, and made me like a cool little pattern and stuff. So I thought it was beneficial. I don't think students should be using it in the classroom though. The program was launched in November of 2022. What I learned from researching ChatGPT, it is a large language model skill, LLM is what they abbreviate it as. It is a GPT-3 series and has been trained in using supervised fine-tuning, reinforcement learning, and human feedback, and all of that. That's how it's been trained, and that's why it works so well. It is the largest learned language model in human history so far for artificial intelligence, and with about 175 billion ml parameters. So it is huge. It is very big. And very popular as well. So what ChatGPT is designed to do is to understand and generate like human-like text. You can ask questions, request information, have conversations, and it does it in a way that feels natural, like you're talking to another person. It can help with things like writing, learning about new topics, brainstorming, or creating patterns for quilting. Like, the list goes on and on. You can ask it anything and it will spit you out an answer. So if you wanted to do like, hey, I'm trying to get abs, how do I get abs? You can ask it and it would generate some things. Obviously, it is not too credible because it is AI. You would have to fact check that, but it is a great starting source. So, some examples of how you might use the program when you start teaching. Personally, I don't plan to use it in teaching. However, if there is like a time crunch and I need like the extra help, I might consider it. So I was thinking for brainstorming ideas, because what happens when you're so like, oh, this lesson would be perfect, I just don't have like an activity to go along with it, I don't know what to do. You can ask ChatGPT, hey, this is what I'm trying to teach. What is a fun, creative lesson that would engage my students? I'm going to shoot you out some answers. So I think that would be beneficial. But like I said, I don't want to do that all the time, but if it needed, I could. Another one would be to make a rubric or a lesson guide or plan. I think the rubric would be awesome because it can show you all the, like it can create a table and everything. So I think making a rubric, these are the requirements, these are what they're worth, make it into a rubric. You can just copy that and paste it into a PowerPoint or Word doc, vice versa. Challenges that I might encounter when using the program. Like I said earlier, accuracy. It is an AI generated machine, so it can give uncredible resources. So I think it's important just to fact check everything that you are doing in ChatGPT. Like when I made that quilt, I used ChatGPT. I still did the math the next day later because I was like, it's got to be wrong. ChatGPT was correct, and I didn't have to do that math again. But it's still good to fact check because you never know. I think when using it in the classroom, the second downfall would be lack of personalization. It hinders the teacher, and if students are using it, their creative side. And I think that is important because you're constantly creating, especially in school. So I think that's important that you don't use it all the time because then you do lack creative abilities. The possible cost of ChatGPT for students or schools. So physically, ChatGPT is free. You can get like a program. I think it's like $20 a month is what I found. You don't have to though, because it is free. However, I believe there are some other concerns that might cost you. Ethical concerns, there's a risk of misuse and cheating on assignments or generating inappropriate things. So I think that is a red flag. I think that is a cost. And another cost would be dependency. Over reliance on the AI tool can hinder students' critical thinking and problem skills. So I think over time, students will just be so used to cheating that they truly won't know anything. Their grades might reflect that they do know something, but overall, they truly don't. They're not holding on to that information. So I think there are some pros and cons to using ChatGPT in the school, and I think it just depends on how you're using it. So that is my take on it, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.